fall is in the air. And the reason I can tell that, there's pumpkin spice bagels, there's pumpkin spice donuts, there's even pumpkin spice deodorant. And that also means it's a great opportunity to do some planting. More on that in a minute. But first, I gotta do a little bit of cleanup work. Hey, Mr. Perry, check out those roots. So it's out with the old, in with the new. For those that are new to gardening, one of the tips that I've picked up over the years, if you're unsure what to plant, just go to your local nursery and pick their brains. I mean, that's what they do all day, every day, and it's their job to know what kind of plants you can put in your area, in your region, and at what time of the year. So what I decided to go with are some M&Ms, and not the candy. I'm gonna go with Mums and Marigolds. I think at this point, I'm just gonna have to put a truck in every single one of the videos. I can't escape them. When I planted my Jubilation gardenias, in that video, I went over how to transplant plants and shrubs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna leave that linked in the description box below, or that eye icon at the top. In a nutshell, what you're gonna do is you're gonna dig a hole that's bigger than the pot that they came in. So I'm gonna make it a little bit wider and a little bit deeper than these pots right here. And we obviously need to give our plants a good drink of goodies when we transplant them. So going by the application instructions on the plant, shrub, and tree package, we're gonna do an ounce of 002 microgreen and an ounce of 402 FloraGreene for every gallon of water. I have a 2-gallon sprinkling can. I'm gonna need all 2 gallons of that because we got a good amount of plants that we have to plant. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of 002 microgreen and 2 ounces of 402 FloraGreene. I'm also gonna spike in an ounce of RGS just to make sure we get those roots to drive deep and really establish themselves. So we're gonna fill our watering can halfway up, put a gallon of water in, and then we're gonna add in our RGS first. Slow and steady wins the race when pouring. Make sure we don't have any spills. And if you're gonna be doing this on an impervious surface, I suggest putting down a piece of cardboard, drop cloth, a towel, something like that, so that you don't spill on your driveway, your sidewalk, or whatever impervious surface that you're mixing on. Now we'll put in our 2 ounces of microgreen. Now we'll throw in 2 ounces of 402 FloraGreene. Make sure we shake, and then pour. And there we go. So I've got 2 ounces of 002 microgreen, 2 ounces of 402 FloraGreene, and just an ounce of RGS. Now I'm gonna put in some more water and take it up to the 2-gallon mark, and we're ready for our plants. So that's about the size hole that I want. I briefly went over this when I planted my Jubilation gardenias, but the hole you dig, you want it to be slightly bigger and deeper than the pot or the container that it came in. So that's what I've done here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my 2-gallon mix of the RGS, the 002 microgreen, and the 402 FloraGreene, and I'm just gonna saturate the hole. Just like that. You don't have to flood it, you just wanna get it damp. Now, what you're gonna do with your plant is you wanna gently pull the root ball apart, or the soil and all that good stuff. You don't have to rip it apart, you're just gently breaking it up so those roots can start to stretch. You put it in, and we just simply backfill. And it's that easy, folks. So mums are planted. Now we're just gonna rinse and repeat the process for the marigolds. Boom, there are our fall flowers. So let's talk about why we plant in the fall to begin with, and it has a lot to do with soil temperature. Your roots are gonna grow and establish best when the soil temperatures are warm. So if you're between 55 and 75, those are ideal conditions to plant some flowers and get them established. Planting at this time of the year is going to really give your plants several weeks to really drive those roots down, get a nice solid foundation, and prep themselves for winter. Let's compare that to spring when your soil temperatures are still cold. Your root growth is gonna be really slow at that time of the year compared to going into the fall when your soil is still warm. So that's why September and October provide ideal conditions for getting plants started and put into the ground, especially things like mums and marigolds. As far as what plants you should choose, again, I would go to your local nursery, pick their brains. They're gonna know best what's gonna work for your region, your area, and in your garden and yard. Armed with that knowledge and giving them a good drink of 002 microgreen, 402 FloraGreene, and RGS, these little guys should root, establish themselves quick, and start looking good in no time flat. Now, as far as maintenance is concerned, I'm just gonna go by the application instructions on the plant, shrub, and tree package. I've done a chapter and verse video on that. I'm gonna leave that in the description box below, or that eye icon at the top, where I go more in depth on how to do all of that. Now remember, anytime I'm going over specific rates, application instructions, all that good stuff, you don't have to memorize it. You don't even have to write it down. When in doubt, print the PDF out. You can go to greencountyfert.com/DIY, and all the application rates and instructions for all of our products and packages are gonna be on that page. You just scroll down, you find the specific product or package that you have, you click on that, it'll give you a drop-down menu, and there will be the application instructions, the spec sheets, the labels, all that good stuff. And this is also what the pros are doing. Again, they're using the exact same products, just in much bigger containers, and they're probably using something a little bit bigger than a 2-gallon sprinkling can. But you're armed with the exact same products as the pros, you're just using it on a much smaller scale. As far as fertilizing trees, just as your leaves start to change color and fall off, this is one of the perfect times of the years to do that. I'll make a full video on that here in the future. I'm gonna fertilize this birch here in the front yard, so keep an eye out for that. And also leave me any kind of questions that you have on fertilizing trees in the description box, and we'll try and incorporate that in the next video. Another friendly reminder, the N-Ext Shop is now open. If you wanted to get a short sleeve shirt, a long sleeve shirt, or get a hold of one of our tumblers with the N-Ext logo on it, you can go to the shop. I'll leave that linked in the description box below where you can find all of that. We're gonna be adding more to the shop, so make sure to keep checking back on a regular basis to see what other kind of goodies you can get your hands on. What other questions do you have for me? Leave those in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer those. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, share it out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, clicking on that bell to get the notifications for every time I upload a new video. Keep on keeping on, my lawn care and gardening brothers and sisters from other misters, and I will catch you next time.